As a tag team in the National Wrestling Alliance, they are Magnum Muscle, Mims, and Dak Draper, two friends who have been through many trials and tribulations together, forming one of the key pillars in the NWA's most stacked division. But today, they face a challenge unlike any other. Today, they face each other. Mims is the NWA World Television Champion. Since capturing the gold, his goal has pivoted from tag team triumph to achieving the TV title's Lucky 7, to run, therefore, the gauntlet of the NWA's best. This, of course, includes his partner, Dak Draper, his ally and mentor. But today, they will put their friendship aside because Mims has offered Dak Draper a shot at his hard-earned title in a move that he believes elevates both men in the spirit of competition. This is NWA Power, where history lives and where legends are forged.
NWA returns to Fort Lauderdale for the first time in over a decade. Saturday, January 13th for NWA Paranoia, a live CW taping event. Tickets are on sale now at NWALiveEvents.com. NWA Paranoia. Who can you trust?
What is up, you beautiful people? This is Gary Horton. This is the NWA, the show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition of the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time. Of course, I'm talking about the National Wrestling Alliance, and we are joined with Danny Deals, who is muted. I don't know if he noticed that yet. Joe Galley, Kyle Davis, and the lovely Paul Pratt. Who's some
What's up, Paul? What's going on? I'm super excited to come on and talk about all the fun things going on in the National Wrestling Alliance.
Paul's been working hard on that National Wrestling Alliance website. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Deals. There's a sale going on right now.
At said website.
NationalWrestlingAlliance.com/shop. Yeah.
There it is.
Let's see some stuff. You have stuff? I want to see the stuff.
Be more specific. Don't just say I want to see some stuff.
I want to see some stuff.
Yeah.
You want to see the tracksuit? You want to see the tracksuit? There's
Yeah.
tracksuit.
Missa looks great in that.
It's pretty fresh. You look, and you even get pants with it. Look at that.
That's perfect. Cold weather's even hitting the south as of late, so I could use a tracksuit to stay warm during these times of need.
Now. It is. It's about 30-something out here. What else we got, Gary? Now, remember, it's 25% off the store, Gary. There is no coupon code. It's just this. Now, see these joggers right here to the right? I had to slide that graphic a little further to the front than it is there. Couldn't be avoided. The sweatpants had a little seam there, and it was going to look terrible. So I just moved a little bit up so that graphic isn't completely accurate. But that's
Next time, just put them right across the groin. Right, right where people are going to look, baby.
That's right.
That Max shirt is really low. So if you want to get that Max shirt, you need to do it right now.
It's in time for Christmas, everyone.
Yeah.
And the great part about that Max shirt is I have to point out the proceeds benefit the Trevor Project, which is one of the foremost nonprofits that help to prevent LGBTQ plus youth suicide. So great cause, great Max product, and a great stocking stuffer for your Max.
I want it. No, you're exactly right, Paul. I'm glad you mentioned that. And speaking of Max, I also wanted to mention today I got in the mail.
Oh, you got the order?
look at
I
that.
got the ornament. Look at
That's
that.
cool. I love it.
Oh, that is dope. I mean,
Gary, show that shirt you're wearing.
Oh yeah, look at this shirt.
Oh, wow.
Look at this.
These are great.
whoa, a pretty
Wow.
empowered shirt.
I am
Amazing.
decked out today.
Danny Deal, something super important. I went to the post office today. It was a madhouse. So if you want to get into this merch and have it in time for Christmas, I mean, you got to buy it tonight, right?
Yeah, you got to do. You got to hurry up and do it. I can priority ship stuff and it'll go quick, but the mail does get a lot slower because it gets so gets jammed up. So
Buy
you
tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
look at that right there. Yeah,
I want to flag.
banners.
Yeah, Deal sent me a banner. I got one of those recently. That was
Oh yeah, I did send you one of those.
Is
I
the
skipped
shirt
past
that I'm
these
wearing?
really quick.
Oh,
that
these are
that hoodie right there, I have 3 smalls. I can do another color.
This had 312 pay-per-view shirts, my
Mhm.
2 favorites.
I still got a few of those 312s at the shops. If you want one of those, you didn't
Those
get
are
one.
dope.
I got
If
shirt
anyone
bundles
wants
up there. I got a bundle that includes a buckle. I have all kinds of madness. I
A
shot a
buckle
big
bundle?
video on it, but it's too big for here. But yeah, a turnbuckle.
it, and it's all 20% off. Is that right?
25.
25% off
Well,
now.
yeah.
Look, I'm losing my mind here, right?
That's-
I don't know if you
That's
guys have seen
10%
this
more than
lovely
20.
Christmas background I made us, but I made sure to put
Yeah.
25%
Tis
off.
the season.
This
This tracksuit
Nice
is super
top.
comfortable, by the way. Tracksuit's
All
very
people
cool.
have to do is go to nationalwrestlingalliance.com,
Hit shop button.
shop, and they can get 25% off by
That's
using
it. It's at
That's
checkout.
it.
There's no
Doesn't
coupon
matter.
code.
That's right, Gary.
Go do it.
Wow.
Go do it.
I love it.
You can
This
get
is
this
exciting.
tracksuit. You can get this banner. You can't get this cool Three Rivers shirt, but you can get everything else.
The tracksuit's
I noticed-
like $70 too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Plus
Yeah, I
20
priced it lower than I should have, but that's all right. It's almost gone. Actually, we're down to it's like 20 of them, maybe. I had printed like 70 originally, so it's almost gone.
Man,
I
that's
got
incredible.
I got those. I got the
I sh-
joggers. I'm running out of that polo that Joe's wearing there. Yeah, I'm running out of that. I might have to make more of them. I sent you one of those, Gary, in your box.
Out of
Oh
curiosity,
yeah, I did get the polo. I just thought I'd sport the pretty empowered shirt today.
I never got the polo, but that's cool.
I have yours still, Kyle. It's still,
I'll get it from you in January.
yeah, I got it.
Although Pat does want us to wear the polos, I think. So, you know.
out
Yeah,
of
well, I wanted to wear the
It's
tracksuit.
Christmas. Come
I wanted to
on.
wear a tracksuit.
Yeah, come
What do you
on.
ask for, Paul?
You think Pat watches this program?
No, he doesn't.
Stooges do, though.
I'm wearing a tracksuit. Paul, what are you trying to say? Everybody
out
keeps
of
cutting you off.
curiosity deals is the new Colby Carino shirt 25% off.
And anything on the site is.
Wow.
Everything, baby.
It's
That's
automatic
cool. That's
discount
cool.
at checkout. It just put it in and that's it.
Because
That's ridiculous.
I saw we were adding that new Colby Carino shirt at popular demand.
Yeah. The old
Is it
Colby
up
Jack shirt. Gary, I swore I gave you an image, Gary, but maybe I didn't.
I don't think I have the Colby.
Harris, so that was very fun, just so you know.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't have it pulled up. But we can look at it when we look at the site here in a few minutes. So
Yeah. That's why
Um,
Paul's here. Paul, first of all,
Yeah.
thank you so much for all the hard work that you've been doing behind the scenes. I'm sure our fans, I see tweets about it all the time. People love the new website. We finally have a roster page, and you can thank Paul for all of that. So hats off to Paul. Everyone do clap emojis. Comments.
there is a lot going on in the National Wrestling Alliance, and we are so happy to have Paul be a part of helping make this more cohesive, a unit.
Joe and I have been in the office, 2 years now at this point?
Feels like a generation.
And so for 2 years, I've had to deal with the constant ask, how come there's not a roster page on your website? So finally, Paul has given you all your Christmas dreams that you could imagine. No, not world peace. You didn't ask for that. Oh, just the cure of illness. You didn't ask for that. No, you guys wanted a roster page. And finally,
Boom.
the world's going to be a better place for it.
Yep.
As I get ready to show you that roster page, I do want to give a shout out to Tommy Milagro, who's covered the NWA very well.
Look at that.
with the
Rocking the
Wrestling Writers.
tracksuit.
Rocking the tracksuit. It's his birthday,
Wrestling.
or was
Happy
yesterday.
birthday.
I can't remember, Tommy. Happy birthday. I want to give a shout out there. Thanks for being here for this. All right, let's see. I think I can share the website here.
God, please be another horrible tab.
The right
Asian
website.
Octopus Sentai.
Oh, and there we go.
Oh,
There's the
God,
website.
it's so graphic.
There's only one tab open, ladies and gentlemen.
On purpose. No, look at this. This is great. Now you have news updates up here on the very front. I love this scrolling option
Yes,
here.
the scrolling thing is fantastic because if I just have that sitting on the screen here, I'm constantly getting visual, like just boom, popping up that you could click on and then bring you to the other part.
You tell us about it, Paul, and I'll try to follow your lead.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few things that when I had a conversation with our boss, William Patrick Corgan, I said, look, there's a few things that I would like to see from our website that we're not offering our fans. Our fans are incredible. They want an opportunity to immerse themselves in the National Wrestling Alliance. So when we set out to do this update, we wanted to make it educational, entertaining, and an immersive experience. And what I mean by that, I'm one of those nerds who will go onto Wikipedia and just click around on links for hours, sometimes just reading things. We're trying to build an experience similar to that with the NWA website, where first of all, you go here, that scroll at the top is going to give you our 5 most recent big news articles or items, how you can see us live, what's going on with our superstars, kind of bring you into our world. And then as you scroll down, you're going to get more of that, news articles, updates on how you can see us live, all of the fun events and things that are happening. And then, of course, you can click through, and the more you click, the more links are available to you. It's going to populate it. Look at this, Max the Impaler. Incredible year for Max the Impaler, the non-binary nightmare, our NWA Women's World Television Champion. We've got information about their defenses around the world. There is that beautiful Max the Impaler merchandise, which you can get, limited quantity left, 25% off right now, and it's going to benefit the Trevor Project. So it is something that I was really passionate about. I spent a lot of time doing this, and you know as well as I do that sometimes, William Patrick Corgan, WPC expects excellence from all of us, and I knew that that he might not even have an opportunity, given his expensive workload, to check this out. But he sent me a really, really nice but extremely brief message saying that this kind of everything that he hoped for with us. I'm really excited about it.
I love this. And of course, I mean, the first thing I want to click on when we're here is right up top. There it is. The holy grail of the NWA website is the roster page.
Hey, I know those people.
I was waiting for like error 404.
I was going to be like, and we think.
I would be mortified if that happened. Yeah, I would have just dropped off. Remember when we had the gentleman a couple of weeks ago on where he was like, just dropped out, he threw himself on the floor so he could drop out of this. That would have been me. So this is, again, I do want to make it very clear that we are unable, I have been unable to get every single person an individual roster page at this point in time. But that's partially on purpose because I want people to keep going back. We're going to keep adding and building, and this is going to grow.
You got to keep checking to see who gets added.
Absolutely correct.
Then if some people do some dumb shit, we'll be subtracting too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did love that somebody, one of the people on the roster said, oh, great. Now people can see, go back looking for roster removals. If people get dumped.
Yeah.
The business, baby.
Yeah, you just have to, maybe down at the bottom, you have a section just like if you get moved to the bottom section.
Pending criminal trial.
So this is something that right here, you're going to get your thumbnail overview of our roster. One of the things that amazed me, even as a person who is part of the company and has been for 2.5 years now, I never realized until I sat down and started going through the people who regularly appear on NWA Power, on our live events, how many incredible talents are in the National Wrestling Alliance. Make a rough guess, y'all. How many profiles or images do you think are on this page?
Oh,
images?
80.
Like
74.
There are 91.
Keeps going.
There are 91.
So I win Price is Right because I said 80. I was the closest.
So, and scroll back up real quick, Gary. right there. Leave it right there. Oh no, scroll. I want to show the broadcast team.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go. No, right there. Okay, that's it. So Joe
right.
and Kyle and Danny. Joe and Kyle, at least you're very handsome gentlemen. Danny, you're very unique. But I did have to give Sam and May a larger spotlight because, I mean, just look at them. Those women are so brilliant, so beautiful. They anchor the backstage area. And yeah. And by the way, May Valentine is going to be back in Playboy, y'all. Did y'all know this?
No, I didn't.
I haven't seen a Playboy in a long time.
The US version?
I don't know which version of it's going to be, but May's already our cover girl. So she's definitely probably going to be back in very soon. I think I would guess that.
Oh, that's cool. I am not ashamed to say I have the autographed version framed over here. I just haven't found the
Of
place
May?
of May's Playboy cover. Yeah.
Oh, well, good for you.
Oh, I'm copying pasting right now an email. Or are you doing it?
Yeah, I'm also doing it.
Okay.
We're all working right now, ladies and gentlemen.
So okay, keep scrolling
Where's
down.
Gary? I'm right. Oh no, you mean
Where-
on the website? No.
Okay,
no.
who asked where's Gary? So we asked, just so people know. Okay, Cosmic Joe Chronicles.
For the record, I thought he meant on the stream, like he thought I wasn't here on the stream.
He's asking where Gary is on this page, and we asked internally if Gary wanted to be on this page, and Gary said no.
What?
Did you guys see the beautiful write-out about the boss at the very bottom?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'll get back down there.
Yeah, and there's our amazing refs, and there's the boss, William Patrick Corgan, with a full little bio and highlighting all the incredible work that has been done during the Lightning One era of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Hey, click on the shop link, Gary, and let's look to check out that Colby Carino shirt.
Yeah, we'll go there. I know you just sent me the picture, but this will be easier.
This will be easier.
Yes, to show off the store here. Store up at the top. Now you can just click on store and get all items.
Yep,
All
and
right.
there's
That's
Colby
fine.
right there, top left.
Yep. Then we'll do a quick view of that. The Colby Carino.
Remember how
Last.
I mentioned that there's constantly going to be new features added? Well, that one is obviously yet to be added to the Colby Carino bio page because that product was just added this weekend, I believe.
Yeah. Brant just got up there. Pretty sweet. They got some more stuff coming. It's pretty cool.
Amy, you're so sweet. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Everybody knows who Gary is. We did ask Gary if he wanted to be featured on the page. He said, I don't think I need to be there. We might change.
Maybe someday down the line, but for right now, I'm happy to be more of a behind-the-scenes person.
Once we get Gary in his official NWA polo, we'll take a shirt. A picture of him in the shirt.
Speaking of which, there you can get a polo right now.
Yeah, I think there's one left.
Oh,
Everybody will be able to look like they belong on the stream.
Yeah, I think I only have one left.
It says you have an extra large and a small, at least.
And if you wear it while you're in the water, you will be Polo Del Mar.
That's only if they wear it in the ocean.
I don't know. Math.
I love one of the shirts that I love, and I didn't even realize we have available until looking at the page is the red NWA with the star in the middle shirt.
I'm sorry. Let me ask this too. Who is this person? I just was curious. I saw this the other day, and I was like, I
That's
don't know who that is.
Jay Lee. She appeared on the show before with Mercurio.
Okay.
And she,
Shout out Jay Lee.
Cousin of Brian Idol?
Jamie Miller.
Cousin, the identical twin cousin of Brian Idol.
Yeah.
I don't know what that family does behind closed doors.
Can you please pull up Brian Idol's roster page?
Now that red
man.
shirt, Pollo, I think I only have a small left in.
Well, crying out loud, nobody I know is even that size.
There it is.
Brian.
we-
It's alphabetized, by the way.
Did I go in? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Right
A
there.
romance model, curve model, Brian Idol.
He is BI. BI himself. Magnum BI.
Forget Fabio. Move over, Mercurio.
Oh, wait a minute. He has a profile?
Yeah.
The National Wrestling Alliance has a new romantic leading man. Brian, after the mysterious disappearance of Mercurio, Brian Idol was only too happy to step into his shoes. Reports indicate it's only the latest in a long history of competition between the identical twin cousins. Unbelievable.
I heard they're kissing cousins.
The Oh, God.
Interesting.
I mean, I do think that that wouldn't shock me entirely.
I believe I was just making a masturbation joke that he's playing with himself, but that's beside the point.
Okay.
Anyway,
I was just going by the idea that people of a certain level of arrogance and, like might probably want to make out with themselves.
yeah. There was a great Rick and Morty episode about that I just saw.
So there is Brian Idol, because I will let you know that we received multiple questions about where Brian Idol was.
Well,
people love a good
him.
Brian Idol.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't believe that. Nobody asked about
close
that.
Yep.
After I posted that image of Brian Idol, I have to say I wish everybody had as, let's say, stylized photo as Brian Idol does.
And if anybody has any suggestions of something you'd like to see, of course, Pollo Del Mar is where you want to send those. You can ask.
Let us know in the chat. What are we missing?
Or
Tell me in
or
the
throw
chat.
it in the chat. Yeah,
Tell us
absolutely.
in the chat.
Yeah, like if there's something on there, I will tell you, I've already gotten questions and suggestions that as we grow out people's profile pages, we add a variety of photos to those. Each profile, that's a great idea, and that's something that I have considered. I want people to understand that in the nature of what I was trying to do and the timeliness with which I was trying to do it, the more features that I add to each of these profiles, the longer each one takes. In fairness, it took me about 40 minutes or so to do each of these, because I had to create the graphics, I had to build the pages, I had to write the content. So it's stuff that is well worth investing in, and that's why I want to continue getting suggestions from our NWA fans, our NWA faithful, so that we can continue to grow and build this to make it even better. But you will have to keep checking back and or look on our socials, because we will definitely announce when we've added new features to profiles, to the roster, to different areas of the page.
I like this. Okay. Anything else you want to showcase here that I'm not running over? I mean, I did like that you added the CW app here.
Absolutely. And, the CW app, by the way, we've done a complete build out for this, its own page. CW app right now has 8 episodes of season 15. If you've not tried the CW app, I definitely highly encourage it. It feels really smooth. It's really beautiful. I don't know why, but it might just be my experience, but I felt that it actually looked clearer and crisp.
It actually does. It is a better video quality on the app than it is on YouTube. Trask, our director, pointed it out when he had to upload the episodes for CW. He's like, I didn't realize how bad YouTube looked in comparison.
It looked so crisp, and I thought it was maybe just me.
It's not.
No,
You're not insane. You're very sane.
I'm looking at Pollo Del Mar.
It looks clear and crisp. It was wonderful. Wes, I saw your question about adding their social media links. That is something that we will discuss internally, and that's a possibility as well. That would be something. Every single time we add something, I have to go back through and add it for everybody. So that is something that we've considered. I considered it in the first go round, but once again, I want to remind everybody, even just to find the pictures that we used on these profile pages, we have internal files, but I have to go through and there may be 400 pictures in there, and I have to find the one that works right, that fits right, all of those things.
Well, don't forget Gary's OnlyFans account. Once we get the social medias up there,
Right. You want to put that up there.
I want to make sure everybody knows where to go.
The best T-shirt idea in the chat, which was, when will we get an Investigate Rush Freeman shirt, by the way?
All proceeds will go to the victims fund.
Yeah. All proceeds go to Robert Stack Memorial for Unsolved Mysteries.
Gary, there isn't, believe it or not, because of the demand of our chat, Rush Freeman has a full NWA profile page, solo page. It does not name him as a suspect in any crime.
Well, that's part of the update.
I'm going down to Rush Freeman here.
Googleable.
Look at that. Rush Freeman gets all of these details. I love that.
Good for him.
Founding member of the Spectaculars. I love that.
Sure, I'm not sure if it's an accolade. It's talking about how he's like constantly in search of a good partner. And and how he wants to become a tag team expert, and it's just not happening the way he plans.
I think he has had the most tag team partners of anybody in the National Wrestling Alliance.
All Hall of Fames would be proud to have Rush Freeman, I say.
I definitely think that there will be a Hall of Fame one day for Rush Freeman. Whether he, and in fact, I think that his
You walked away during that.
Just a side note, Paul also refers to the FBI's most wanted list as a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, where else is his name? How else is he going to be put up in every post office in the country?
oh boy. All right, I'm gonna pull down. Wait, let's scroll back up to the top here just to cover again. You got the CW app, YouTube. You got just a news page just for all the news items. Don't forget about that magazine, which I can't even imagine how you're gonna have time for any of that.
That's we're about to start the next. We're about to start the next issue with that one. Actually, so I'm shooting for probably the next episode, or the next issue of that will come out probably around Valentine's Day.
Aw.
I was thinking that
social
we could
media.
put our personal NWA Valentine on the cover.
If you want to contact us, there's a contact us form that goes directly to Kyle and Joe. So you can just write whatever.
Why did you have to?
Cosmic Joe, by the way, wants mugshot photos, please.
Oh, I like that. Chris had a good one here. I like this too.
No, referee
we
Jesse
could
Field
give a
says
link
he just
to,
grabbed the last polos, so it's over for you.
Link to replicas on store page. The championship title belts from fandoo.com.
Yeah,
that'd be great. Did you hear that? That's you, Deals.
Yeah, that's a third party. We'll talk about that later.
All right. Let's see there. Jesse Fields got, like you said, last of the polos.
Mhm.
Or polos.
ABC Stardust says, where's Sal's full profile page? Look, you're going to click on Sal for now, and he's going to go to the Miserably Faithful. Remember, I am a one person and working on 90 profiles. I can tell you this.
And all the other BS.
And a lot of other things. So I've got 4 people with me on this screen right now, none of whom have a full profile page either. So
I don't need a full profile page. I don't even need to be on there. I appreciate you. It makes me feel weird. But you know what, guys? Don't be a completist. There's always going to be new faces, talent coming and going. If this, Joe Galley there, he's a Pokemon guy. He tries to catch them all. It does nothing but frustrate him. I collect comic book figures. Don't try to collect everything. It's okay with having some gaps in your NWA talent collection of roster pages. Don't worry about it. Don't stress.
What's your highlight there, Gary? 2024 program? Yeah, I'm making one.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, so that's
it'll
coming.
be out in January. Like
and
the last
what? I heard a rumor, and don't quote me on this because this is not 100% confirmed, but I've heard that in the future we might even be looking to print out beautiful color copies, like a compilation book of our magazine articles and pages too.
Mm-hmm.
As a
That'd be nice.
I mean, it's not something that we're going to be offering for sale in general, like on a per issue basis, but it might be nice to have like an annual kind of compilation of this beautiful stuff that we put out. If you're one of the people who's watching,
discussed, yeah,
gone up and clicked on our magazine, you can download it. It's completely free. You can read the articles on the website, or you can click and download a PDF version of it. It's beautiful, full color printouts that are very reminiscent of the stuff that literally made me a pro wrestling fan when I was growing up. The Bill Apter magazines, all of the Pro Wrestling Illustrated, things of that nature. You're going to get in detail topic discussions about all of the stars of the National Wrestling Alliance, some exclusive photography from our incredible staff of photographers. And it's just a lot of fun and really, really colorful and beautiful to check out. I hope people do that.
Make sure that you read the articles from the NWA magazine, but you look at the pictures from May Valentine's Playboy magazine. You got to get those right. Don't cross them. You'll get confused.
I want to say, like, if you've got a tablet, iPad or any other kind of tablet, they look great on the tablet, and it works perfectly, just like you're checking out the magazine right there in front of you. If you miss a little bit of that physical feel, I read mine on the iPad, and it's awesome. So I love that.
I have to say, I spend hours and hours creating that content. And when it is done, when it's available to our viewing audience, to our fans, I go back and look at it. And it makes me happy knowing that they have the opportunity to see something that so closely replicates what I believe personally to be like almost a bygone era. I still work for Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Remember that. I'm a columnist and I'm a contributor to Pro Wrestling Illustrated. It's still available in print. It's still the foremost wrestling publication in the world. But this is something that is so tailored to our audience specifically, telling inside stories about our talents, the NWA's history. We get to talk to some of, if you haven't seen some of the legends interviews that we've featured, we've had former NWA Women's World Champion, WWE multiple-time champion, Leilani Kai. We've had Kevin Sullivan in there. We've had Dennis Condrey.
I love it.
Whoa, look at that.
Let's see here.
Dennis Condrey.
Look at that.
There, man.
By the way, this was sent to me as a gift from one of our incredible NWA fans. So
Very nice.
Jeb, thank you so much. He knows that I'm a giant Midnight Express mark. So
I love that. I want to mention too, just we had it up there briefly, but shout out to Black G's, who is returning in January. That was the last news article I threw up on the website there, and that's exciting. That's going to be huge news. We should see if we can get G's on here at some point, maybe.
Man, how exciting!
Louise.
How exciting is it, y'all, to have Black G's returning after more than 9 months away, fighting the good battle with his cancer diagnosis and making a triumphant return January 13th at Paranoia.
Yeah, I'm excited
Look
to
at
see
Jesse
OG
here.
And more importantly, will he have something to say about EC3 being our world champion now? Because right before he left,
Yeah, they were doing some business together there.
They were, and you have to give props to EC3 and Tyrus for both, weathering the storm of obviously a confidant on each of their sides, getting this incredible diagnosis that was really heartbreaking, I think, for many of us. And now, how will G's respond to return? What if EC3 doesn't want anything? What if he gives him dust? What if he's like, I don't need you anymore, dude?
I'm sorry, did you say give him dust? Is that like a cool hip thing that kids? I don't know anything anymore.
Give him dust is like, I've hung around a couple drag queens in the past.
Gotcha.
So I think it's a term that some drag queens have used.
No, not you, Paul.
I know it's startling revelation, but yeah, I met one time at a bar. She was really nice.
Ooh.
I saw Jammin' Music Man ask a question. Just I thought this would be good for Paul here. What's everyone's favorite wrestling magazines growing up? I love PWI, WCW Mags, WWF Mags, Inside Wrestling. Did you have something that inspires you the most, Paul? You may have said it and I just missed it here.
Well, when I was growing up, of course, I had all of those. One of the things I want to point out something long before the Lightning One era, there was a period in about 1987, 88 that NWA was launched its own magazine. And I think it was called NWA Digest. It lasted 3 issues. And so when we restarted this digital publication, I said to Billy, I was like, look,
I need to last more than 3 issues.
4 issues. We've outdone what the legendary version of NWA was able to do. We're now going into 5 issues, so we're on a roll. We outdid that. I was very much the Bill Apter kid growing up. And so that was Inside Wrestling, The Wrestler, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Those were the 3 sister publications. You could get a subscription to all 3 of them for like, I don't know, what now seems like even now a lot of money. It was like $75 back then, I think. And somehow, some way I saved up all that money because this was the 80s, y'all. And I had subscriptions to all of them. But I've told this story before since somebody asked about those old magazines. When I was in 5th grade, my family was very poor. My dad lost his job right before the holidays, and it was a struggle for us financially. And my dad on Christmas Eve, this is kind of sad but kind of happy. So on Christmas Eve, my dad asked to borrow $20 from his younger brother, who was my uncle, and obviously, and the only place that was still open was the local convenience store. So my dad went and bought like candies and whatever he could come up with, and to stuff our stockings and give little gifts. Now, we didn't have to really worry about it because our grandparents were covering a lot. We had a lot of gifts from our grandparents, but my dad obviously wanted to give us something. And in my stocking that year, I remember I got like all these He-Man play sets and all this like great toys for my grandparents. But the thing that made the biggest impact on me, my dad bought me a copy of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, put it in my stocking. And I'm going to tell you, I read that magazine cover to cover so many times it fell apart. And it was I was 10 years old. That's a fifth grader.
Do you remember who was on the cover?
It was, if I'm not mistaken, there was Dusty Rhodes on the cover, which is back then was not uncommon. He was like on every other cover. And I remember from that moment on, I was like, I told my family, I want to be a pro wrestling journalist. I want to work in pro wrestling. I want to be a journalist. I want to work for this publication. So that is the kind of thing that I'm hopeful that people will not necessarily be like, I want to be whatever, but they're going to see our NWA official wrestling magazine, which by the way, takes its name from the actual 50s through 70s version of the NWA magazine, which was also called NWA Official Wrestling. And that they are going to fall in love with our product because they are going to learn more about our superstars, more about what happens behind the scenes, more about the inner workings of the National Wrestling Alliance than they ever could by simply watching NWA Power on Tuesdays by itself. It is an in-depth look at our stars in a way that I hope makes them fall in love with us the way that Pro Wrestling Illustrated made me fall in love with us, because I've been an NWA fan since I was before 10. So, but definitely cemented by that publication.
I'm already sold. I want to buy an issue right now of NWA Official.
I did the cheap version. I used to remember Pro Wrestling USA, Paul, and it was basically a compilation of all those magazines. So I would get that from the Revco on East Avenue. I would get it's actually the first place I saw Austin Idol.
Well, the story I've told many times, the very first ever wrestling match I saw was Austin Idol. And from that moment on, I loved wrestling. And so it was Austin Idol taking on Jerry Lawler. This is like in their legendary feud back in probably like 1981, 82, that era. And it was being syndicated out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. But it was a match, I'm sure, that took place in Memphis. Yeah. And from that moment, I loved wrestling. And then how mind-blowing was it for me to walk into my first booking with the National Wrestling Alliance in August of almost 3 years ago, and have Austin. I had to go up to Austin and be like, sir, you introduced me to this. He already knew that, but you introduced me to this. You made me fall in love with it.
Yeah, that was a beautiful story that was interrupted by your music. Something I don't know.
By the way, John Ceramic in the chat says, quote, "This was the 80s, y'all. Usually prefaces a completely different kind of money-making story."
Yeah, that's true.
I have to tell you, John Ceramic, I don't hide my past. For me, that was like the early 2000s, depending on what the kind of money-making proposition you were talking
about. Paul getting carpal tunnel, doing all this work.
I'm not sure it's carpal tunnel, but I definitely think that all the typing and all the writing keeps it sprained.
Yeah, I think that wrestling magazines are I know that it's difficult with print being quote unquote dead or whatever, but I remember as a kid also just going to grocery stores and trying to get the latest wrestling magazine that I could get. It was the same way I was with comics, and they never kept any consistency with it. It wasn't ever like each month the next one would be there. It would be just like whatever random stuff they had at this grocery store in small town Georgia. So it would just be
but comics were 40 cents back then.
By the way, I know that there's got to be some people, some of these dirty no-gooders in the chat are wondering, like, how I sprained my hand. And just for the record, I'm left-handed, so it wasn't all the good things that you're thinking about.
Oh.
Like,
I just figured you had carpal tunnel from typing up so many of those roster things.
yeah, it was. I think I like I said, I think it's very plausible, and it certainly keeps it injured because it doesn't ever have time to heal. But I sprained it hitting a ring rope after doing some yard work and messing it up, and then hit a rope. Yeah.
I like Chris. Chris is a longtime fan of the National Wrestling Alliance, and I'm in some discords where I see Chris, and we don't always agree. Chris knows that, but I do like him having these suggestions. He does care very much about the National Wrestling Alliance and the history of it. But yeah, just title histories and stuff like that. That's cool stuff that could come down the line. I think on the
Boy,
website
that's a
eventually.
lot.
So
yeah,
You're asking a lot. Wikipedia
well, and it may be just in
like,
he does
internet
mention
this. You could find this shit. Like,
well, he does mention the Lightning One era specifically, so that would be a little easier if
the reason that we didn't delve into that, and these are all awesome questions, and I want everybody in the chat to recognize that, number one, you know, some certain people when we launched the roster page said some somewhat nitpicky things like that, and but my response wasn't like, oh my God, of course they're picking this apart. My thought was, number one, you, the viewing audience, are my quality control. I'm one person. The panel below me at this point, the panel below me are incredible assistants in that area, but everybody is stretched pretty thin. In case you haven't figured it out, we are a fully grassroots organization powered by dedication to what we love, the National Wrestling Alliance. Each of us has sort of our own area of coverage, and we come together to do certain things, but you, the viewing audience, are my quality control. So if you find things like that, I want to know it because I want to be able to fix it. And the ideas that you're kind of bubbling up to us, some are new, some are things we've already considered. The reason that we did not tackle the history, the title history, even from the Lightning One era, this was me exclusively. I feel that is so readily accessible outside of us that it was something that we didn't need to replicate. We didn't need to recreate the wheel on our page. I do love the idea, and I will let you know that very soon we will begin adding title defense histories and our promotional code partners, I guess they're like our territory system, defenses of those titles, that it will be joining a place on our website in the near future that is not yet available. So that title history kind of segment will be coming forward. The ideas you're giving us are awesome, and I love seeing all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that because I know the nerdier we as fans get, the more we want to see. And so there's so much already on the website, and there's always going to be more. So just stay tuned to that website. We're constantly making updates. And like Paul said, I mean, this is it's a skeleton crew here working overtime just because we're fans of what we're doing here. And so we're fans of this brand. We're fans of it succeeding. And so you guys, the hashtag NWA fam, we're just like you. We're just here trying to make this thing happen. And so
people keep saying it's glitching, by the way, Gary, but I
saw that too. Glitch.
Fine for me.
Oh,
it's fine for me, but that doesn't mean. Well, you're right.
I blame Rush Freeman
for the glitch.
Devin said he blames Rush.
Everything is Rush's problem.
I blame Rush. Hey, speaking of Rush, it's now a good time that we do.
Can I please be live for this when Joe?
Absolutely.
When Rush does his gassy commentary.
Absolutely.
Breaking the rules, wait for the rush.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition. Today I wanted to talk to you about last December. See, me and Magic Jake decided to hit the open waters together. We went on a cruise. Me, him, my girlfriend, and Christy Janes. We all went on a cruise to Royal Caribbean. And on this cruise, the girls decided to volunteer Jake and myself to be entered into the Sexiest Man Alive competition. And Jake did a phenomenal job singing. I don't remember what his song was, but it was beautiful. He has the most gorgeous pipes. And myself, I sang Bryan Adams' Heaven, another beautiful song, but I was intoxicated and I forgot the words to the song. So Jake won, and I have a picture here to show, Jake being as sexy as he was on that day. And anyway, that was just a really good time with Jake, and I wanted to share it with you today. Also, if Joe Galley was burping, farting, making stupid noises during this video, I would like to volunteer him personally to go to curejm.org and to volunteer $20, donate $20 to this cause. I just met a lovely individual, and they told me that their son or their daughter suffers from cystic myotosis, I believe, and the sun bothers them, and they break out in rashes, and it's something they've had to deal with since they were little kid, and they're hoping to cure it one day. And anyway, because Joe likes to just be so predictable with his stupid noises, Joe will now donate $20. And anyone else in this lovely chat who feels giving at this time of year, please donate to curejm.org. Have a great day.
Breaking the rules, waiting for the rush.
That was so informative.
It was. Org
for
I'll take the hit for him because I know that there are people there with horrible medical conditions, like Rush Freeman, and he's so embarrassed that he has to project onto me. I understand. I'll take the hit for you as long as we can raise money for a good cause. It's not so bad because you're so gassy. Your butthole's what's glitching so bad.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I don't know if it's glitching for everybody. I don't know what to do for you. It didn't.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know.
All right. And you got called out, Galley. I love that we were talking about that beforehand, and then Rush actually addressed it in this video. That was nice.
They said finally justice for Rush. What kind of justice was it?
What kind of justice? The one where he just kept farting throughout his entire video again?
Oh gosh. All right, let's talk about NWA Power this week. We got a big one coming up on Tuesday, 6:05. Look at Gags the Gip getting
who ain't on there.
Bitter.
Ain't no Rush. Means people will watch.
Rush can't be on every episode.
Thank God.
Yeah. A little Gizags in the front.
If we want any ratings.
Yeah, no. But look at that. Gags. Front row.
I love this.
Big money Gags.
Big matchups. But one big item happening is EC3 will respond to Matt Cardona's quest for a death match with the world's heavyweight champion. That's going to be interesting. Now, I don't know if this is it or not, but if you've been following social media, I'll go ahead and show this. You saw last week Matt Cardona's challenge to EC3, and then EC3 came back with this, which I don't know. EC3's social media is on another level.
The ultimate match of death!
So if you...
well, that's short and sweet.
Yeah, sure.
Got to the point, didn't it?
You played it again? I missed it. It was so short.
The ultimate match of death!
Wow.
That was... Yeah, so... the ultimate match of death is what EC3 saying he wants. We're going to see on Tuesday on NWA Power what's going on there between these two as he responds to Matt Cardona's request for a world's title match at NWA Paranoia. We're also going to see in action, how about this, another mixed tag match between Tom Latimer and Camille versus Brian Idol and Natalia Markova. This last one ended kind of sus. This last one, I would say, he had a little.
I thought it was pretty definitive.
There was a low blow involved. And,
yeah, I thought that was pretty definitive.
That's what happened.
Paul, what's your prediction for this match here? And don't say pain.
I really think that if Natalia and Brian Idol have learned anything from this previous experience, that we could have a different outcome. They're going to be mindful of the shenanigans that Tom and Camille and NWA's power couple are capable of, and they might return in kind.
I think that Natalia is a wise veteran at this point, and Brian Idol.
Ain't gonna be no ballet.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a battle.
They're gonna go at it. It's gonna be good. I can't wait to see what happens. The next up on this list, how about this? Big time World Television Championship match. Dak Draper versus Mims. This is huge. Mims wanting, in the spirit of competition, giving his tag team partner, Dak Draper, a World Television title shot. This is good. I mean, I don't know.
What has Dak done to deserve that TV title match?
Be buddies with Mims in this case.
Okay.
It pays to be friends.
Yeah.
People in high places.
Look, I think that this is a situation where Dak Draper has so much untapped potential. There seems to be something that's been missing from Dak, whether that's the drive, the motivation to win, that like hunger, maybe it's the killer instinct. But in this situation, he does have that one-on-one opportunity with somebody he might know better than Mims knows himself. You know, they've been tag team partners. Dak is actually the veteran in this match. We could see a new champion crowned.
All right. And then, of course, huge main event on this week's NWA Power as the Southern Six are going to take on the Miserably Faithful. That's going to be a big six-man tag match, and that is going to headline tomorrow night's NWA
I'm going to need
Power.
Alex here to not only avenge me with Frankenberry, but he needs to get revenge on Sal for nearly killing him 2 years ago.
I want you to know I've got queued up for tomorrow on social media that we'll get to see those clips. So
this match is going to blow everything out of the water.
Wait a minute. You're not going to show me getting chokeslammed, right? You're talking about
I'm just saying, and maybe tune in tomorrow to the NWA socials. You might see that.
No.
One can only hope they see you getting chokeslammed.
What is this about? You know, do you want a color variant of that shirt you're wearing? No.
I mean,
we'll at least see that great superplex off a ladder.
Why is it there's way too much footage of me being assaulted by many members of the NWA, and
it's almost like you're begging for more footage of you being assaulted. How about this one?
I'd like to direct your attention to the screen for a short video, if you don't mind. With that, I yield back.
So there you go. I keep those handy just for occasions such as this where Danny Deals.
Always good to have in your back pocket.
You know, Deals, something that I've noticed amongst the managers in the National Wrestling Alliance, save for Austin Idol, NWA is not a very safe place.
It is not.
I've seen so many people on our roster, you and Silvio and that Pollo Del Mar character, all have been assaulted various times.
Many times. I think I have the record. But you know, yeah, I mean, even, you know, like I said, Frankenberry chokeslammed me to the announce booth, so I'm all right. But yeah, it is not a safe environment if you want to manage it.
Mitchell's never taken a hit.
Who?
Out of all the people in the world, the Sinister Minister, the safest manager in the National Wrestling Alliance.
I will say that the Sinister Minister never actually physically, he never seems to get involved. So maybe that's part of it too. I've seen Pollo Del Mar jump up on ringside. I've seen Danny Deals, like, you're in the ring when you got choke slammed. You were in Medusa's face when you got smacked. So
what about Colby Carino, Kratos, Tim Storm? I can name many. All right.
But as I recall, Danny Deals, when Tim Storm assaulted you, were you not dressed as his mother?
No. Yeah. He was having
I would say that rather than calling the NWA unsafe, NWA is the home of FAFO, and that's what you get.
First of all, Deals, I just judge you. What kind of man would dress as a woman?
Hey, listen. Hey,
2023, disrespectful.
Don't bang on the lifestyle here. You trying to get canceled over here, Paul?
Absolutely. I mean, look, you just can't go around dressing like somebody's mother. Unless she is a MILF.
We're getting close to the top of the hour here, Gary. We still got a whole lot to talk about, don't we? Or where are we at?
Well, I mean, this is the end of NWA Power. This is the main event. I was
main event
jump into story time, but that is the main event for Power.
Yeah, 7-6 and miserably tasteless.
The main stuff to talk about is, of course, the NWA shop. You see right down there at the bottom of the screen, 25% off, nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. You can go there. Don't forget NWA Paranoia, signature live event coming up January 13th.
The NWA, right there.
Yep, that's a big one. How about this? The next day,
my God.
TV tapings for NWA Power.
Crazy.
And, of course, right after Paranoia, I should have mentioned this before, I guess, but right after Paranoia, a special late show. So who knows what's going to happen.
Look at that.
Viva Revolution, NWA and CCW teaming up there. This is going to be huge. You see Gangrel right up there at the top. QT Marshall on that poster.
Y'all, I'm actually very excited. I mean, I'm so excited for 3 events over the course of 2 days in Florida for the National Wrestling Alliance, making a triumphant return, packing so much action into just 2 days, multiple opportunities to come out and see all your favorite stars of the National Wrestling Alliance, to participate in history and be part of it live at NWA Paranoia, a new signature live event from us. It is going to be the first time ever, but since we're saying it's a signature live event, that means it's probably going to come back. And this particular event here, I think, is going to be a must-see for us. Remember, we're doing our TV tapings, and this is a TV taping for one of our partners, CCW. They're taping their own television show called CCW Alive, and we've got QT Marshall, Gangrel. Look at that. Beautiful Ruthie J. The whole bottom row are stars right there. And not shown on this, by the way, I do understand, will be there, Pollo Del Mar making her return.
Whoa!
What?
Breaking the internet.
Pollo Del Mar's coming back.
It was something that I heard. It just came across my news desk here at NWA Magazine. So right there in Fort Lauderdale, you're going to get to see this chance to see the return of Pollo Del Mar to live action with National Wrestling Alliance and CCW.
Well, that is exciting. All 3 of those events, tickets are available right now. NWALiveEvents.com. You can go there and get those tickets. And then also, I guess we shouldn't let this thing go without, I don't know. It is the top of the hour. Is it time finally for a moment of Sal?
You feel that? There's change in the air. All that was, all that is, will no longer be. What side of history do you want to be on? Follow me.
So on Premiere Pro, I learned how to censor a butt today.
Nice.
Wow.
Because that
We're all
footage,
learning every day.
yeah, that footage was uncensored when I got it. And I have seen more of
enjoy.
Sal than I ever cared to.
Well, look, Gary.
And had to watch a lot of it because I had to learn how to censor it as it was moving along the screen.
Without that dot, that would have been very salacious.
Hey.
Oh.
Al's got jokes.
I hear that Sal's undergoing a lot of changes, as a matter of fact. You saw that jacket there. He's, I don't know. There was something about salvation is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, something's wrong with that boy. Something's been wrong with him ever since he drank that blood when I told him not to.
Maybe he read this contract I've been reading for this entire just thing, and it's drove him insane because that's what's happening to me right now.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to another live stream. We love all of you people who are there in the chat. You guys are the best. Please continue to share this out. Tell others about it. Monday nights are where you can come to get the unedited and oftentimes uncensored version of the National Wrestling Alliance. This is where we are. That was only censored, by the way, because I did look up YouTube's terms and conditions, and full butt.
No, it's good. Nobody wanted to
allowed.
see it.
So
Full butt crack.
full butt crack
Three-quarter
not
is
allowed
not
on
allowed.
YouTube.
It's a percentage basis.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Check out the website, nationalwrestlingalliance.com. Check out the shop, nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. 25% off everything. But get those orders in now. Christmas is next week. You want to be there. Merry Christmas if we don't see you before then or talk to you before then. Until next week, though, or maybe the week after for most of us, I guess. Enjoy your gravy cake, everybody.